Welcome to This Explainer. Every single day, humanity generates a mind-boggling 328 million terabytes of data. To put that into perspective, that's like filling up hundreds of millions of computer hard drives every 24 hours. But how much of all that data is actually helping our planet? Well, today we're talking about the digital catalyst. We're going to see how this massive, absolute tsunami of global environmental data is being harnessed, not just to keep an eye on planetary health, but to actively reshape our survival strategies. Okay, let's dive into this. Right now, we are practically swimming in millions of environmental data points collected every single second. But raw data? It's just noise. It's totally incomprehensible. That's where technology steps in as our vital bridge. It connects that overwhelming, messy ocean of information directly to targeted human-centric solutions. Because look, without the bridge, we just drown in numbers. But with it, we can actually navigate. To see exactly how this bridge gets built, we're taking a little zoom-in journey today. We'll start big with the global data revolution, then move into the presentation revolution, check out UNEP's Digital Situation Room, talk about bridging the digital divide, and finally, look at empowering citizen science. Starting off with Section 1, the global data revolution, and what this means for the 2030 agenda. The 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development is huge, right? It's an absolutely massive ambition, and honestly, we cannot just guess our way to the finish line. A true data revolution is absolutely critical here. Why? Because it fundamentally strengthens our decision-making. We need a highly organized influx of hard, undeniable facts to track our global promises. It's how we measure progress across the Sustainable Development Goals, and crucially, how we hold governments accountable for the big promises they make on the world stage. But raw data alone doesn't really get the job done, which brings us to Section 2, the presentation revolution. Think about it. If you drop a 5,000-page spreadsheet of complex environmental metrics onto a policymaker's desk, you haven't really helped them at all, right? You've literally just ruined their afternoon. Raw data is practically useless in a vacuum. And this brilliantly illustrates the presentation revolution. We are transforming those messy, completely inaccessible numbers into digestible dashboards and clear, actionable insights. This is a game changer. It lets policymakers instantly see exactly where resources are lacking and what's actually working on the ground, without getting completely lost in the noise. But there's a catch. For this to actually work, we absolutely need effective indicators. We're talking about metrics that hit 4 specific criteria. They have to be measurable, relevant, reliable, and comprehensible. If an indicator isn't easily understood by the people who are actually out there doing the work on the ground, well, we risk pouring tons of money into abstract theoretical boxes without making a single real-world dent in the environmental problems we're trying to fix. Let's zoom in from those abstract rules to a real-world example in Section 3, UNEP's Digital Situation Room. I want you to imagine a high-tech mission control room, but instead of tracking a space launch, it's tracking the vital signs of planet Earth. The UN Environment Program is building exactly this with their World Environment Situation Room. It is truly fascinating. They are leveraging cutting-edge AI, cloud computing, and near real-time satellite mapping, all layered with socioeconomic data. It gives governments, and honestly all of us, an immediate, multi-angled view of planetary pressures exactly as they are happening. Now, what's really interesting here is how these digital tools structure environmental governance into a clear, step-by-step pipeline. It kicks off with robust data collection, moves seamlessly into analysis, drives smart policy formulation, shifts into monitoring those policies, and ultimately it results in real public participation. This whole flow ensures we aren't just hoarding data on a dusty server somewhere. Instead, we're systematizing it so everyday communities can actively engage and take part. But this brings us to a more serious reality in Section 4, bridging the digital divide. Because let's be real, building an amazing, high-tech bridge to sustainability doesn't mean much if half the world isn't actually allowed to cross it. If we aren't incredibly careful, these massive technological advancements are just going to modernize existing inequality. We absolutely must build digital literacy and e-governance capacities specifically for historically underrepresented groups. We're talking about the Global South, women, indigenous peoples, and youth. Without their localized, on-the-ground knowledge and diverse perspectives, our big global solutions, they are fundamentally incomplete. Let's zoom in one last time to the most granular level in Section 5, empowering citizen science. So, the crucial point is that digitalization isn't just a toy for massive international organizations. Open innovation platforms are catalyzing real action everywhere.
Just think about a local resident noticing a toxic algae bloom, snapping a quick photo on a reporting app, and instantly feeding that exact location into a global database. Through mobile apps, community hackathons, and global innovation labs, ordinary people are being empowered to become citizen scientists. It's democratizing insight and accelerating problem solving straight from the ground up.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a critical question to chew on. How can we ethically and effectively harness technology to solve our most pressing environmental problems? The digital revolution offers us a toolkit with near limitless potential. But as we've explored today, equitable access and bridging that digital divide are the true keys to making it work. Who gets to control all this data and who's getting left behind? Keep that in mind the next time you look at the environmental tech around you. Thanks for joining me on this journey, and I'll catch you next time.